everyone. Well, this is Black Fallet. I've been here before on another video a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. I came here to do a review of a particular rucksack I bought, and I wanted to come back now because although it's January, beginning of January, New Year, we've had no snow, or very little snow, and what snow we had is gone. So now it's just wet, it's drizzling today. I wanted to come back here because the falls are pretty smart when they're in full flow. This bit behind me is the lower part of the falls. There's a bit more behind the camera, which is more like rapids. But the bridge I'm standing on, this was built in 1923. It's a stone-built bridge, and it's when they built the road north of where I live, leading through the forest in 1920. They needed to span the river, and so they built this bridge. Now the white stuff, this algae and whatnot growing on here, fluorescence, is very visible underneath apparently. I haven't seen it myself, I've been here before and it didn't occur to me to look, why would it? So we're going to head up the river a little bit. There's a footpath just over here. It follows the gorge up, and yeah, we'll head up to the main falls, and I'll show you around. I'll get back to you in a minute. Well, I'm currently on the footpath leading down, and it kind of splits here. Some goes to the right and up the valley side. One drops down onto the right next to the river. So I'm going to pop down there and have a look, and we'll see what we can see. It's really flowing well, and it's a bit hard to gauge speed because it goes in fits and starts. Where you have pools of deep water, obviously it slows down a little bit. I just need to pick my way carefully down here, and you don't want to slip. And yeah, we'll get a fresh drink of water as well, I think. It's mad, there's really big chunks of ice. I'll show you in a second once I get down this slope. You know, as I'm sure you can appreciate, it's pretty slippy, very wet. And we're down, sort of. Not very gracefully done, I know. Sorry about that. Oh, it's like an ice rink. Literally. Right, so I'll swing you around. You can see the river there. Just here, just there you'll see splashes flying up every now and again. I know that there's a big rock there from when I was here in the spring and summer. So yeah, this wouldn't be very much fun for canoes. I don't think kayaks maybe. I'll probably get some nutter want to paddle down here. Albeit there's a lot of sunken stuff in this. We'll have a look at the bridge. You can see the white I was talking about here, running over the bridge and that. Well, they call it efflorescence. I think it's a kind of form of algae. Could be wrong, it might come out of the rock, I'm not sure. And yeah, it's different. Got a few fallen trees. Well, this one's actually been cut. You can see it here. And there's the ice. That's a big block of ice, that. That's how big that is. That is huge. And all the rocks there. This is all ice here. And there's ice up there. You see it on the side of the rocks. And this used to be where they floated logs, believe it or not. They used to float them down this, basically a slip run. I don't know how well it will come out on the camera, but just here, I don't think you'll see it, but yeah, you can just make it out. I think just here you'll see some lines, and that's logs they've placed underwater, and under the bridge is like made platforms all the way down. So when they slid the logs obviously slid nice and easily. But yeah, this is just the lower half. Further up is the main falls. So this whole stretch is part of the river Falcon, and this runs down and feeds into the Kwarelven, and then obviously travels all the way down to Vannon, the lake. Yeah, certainly going with some. I think it's time for a drink, I think. Now I always carry on my belt when out in the woods. Never used to, but you could never really drink straight from the rivers in England. Not safely anyway. Here you can, and I always carry my Kutska cup. So I'll pop down here. I'm actually getting splashed from this river, from these thundery bits here. Wicked. This is where I slip and go arse over tit straight into the river. Right. Getting bloody sort of waves. Right, there we go. Nice fresh cup. It's just so mountain pure. It's beautiful water. Yeah, I always carry this on my belt now. Oh, it's lovely that. Right, I'm going to head back up and start making my way up the gorge. So I'll kill the camera for a minute and I'll get back to you in a minute. For any of you guys that watch my videos, you know, regularly kind of thing, if you're subscribers or whatever, you'll know that I live in Sweden, so this is my one of my favourite places to come. Don't come here very often because I tend to be doing other things, to be honest. But it's definitely a nice place to be. Quite a wild feel to it. It gets quite busy in the summertime, obviously with the tourists. Sort that out. And but it doesn't detract from the beauty of the place, and then the feeling of space. I'm trying out a new thing. You can probably just see it here. It's actually a little MP3 player I've had for a long time that does voice recording. Because the camera's microphone's not very good, and I tend to. Well, I've had a couple of sort of don't nights, thumbs down, whatever you call them, purely on sound issues, which annoys me a little bit because, you know, unless really you're spending, unless you're spending a few £100 on a camera, which to be honest I can't afford to do, you know, it's obviously it's never going to be fantastic. So, you know, cut us some slack really. We're doing our best with what we got. You know, and then you get the wind noise and all that, and I'm trying my best. I've got a piece of fox fur screwed on the top to act as a wind stopper, and now I've got a bloody mic here. Anyway, I think it'll work for the BBC. Right, now last time I came here in the winter time, I could cross here because I wanted to get up onto the peninsula just behind me, or behind you, just here. I wanted to get up there because it's a really good view down, but I'm not sure. I'll have a go. I'll try and find a half decent place to cross. I certainly don't want to get soaking wet. I certainly don't want to fall in. I'll go nice and slow. But yeah, you can see, I mean, I know the UK's had some really, really bad weather and storms and flooding and things like that. And yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of rain here recently, and you can see all this debris that's come down the river and knocked over, there's trees down all over the shop. This is always a bit of a shame. Sun's desperately trying to come out over my shoulder. I'm going to have to go up and round this. I mean, the one thing I would say, that's lovely, that. First bit of sun we've had in ages. Yeah. On the basis the time is midday. To be honest, it's only just starting to feel like daytime. It's so dark this morning. Anyway, another fallen birch. Right, if you want to start a fire around here, little polypore here. There you go. About 3 inches. Hang on, sorry about this. About 3 inches across. 3 inches across. Yeah, it's been a bit very grey at the moment. Obviously it's winter, but let's have a look. See, if it was summer, I'd consider this, but it ain't. We'll probably get across here, but the trouble is the rocks are really icy. They're worth it really. If I fall in there, the chances are I'm going to get sloshed down there and to be honest, the first thing when you do, or the first thing to consider when you come into wilderness of this nature, the chances of anyone coming here in the next few days is very, very slim. I'd say pretty much probably non-existent. And obviously if I stack it badly, there's no one coming to help. So you need to be a bit sensible. Don't take undue risks in a Bear Grylls style, because you will come a cropper. And like I say, this is a part of the world where, certainly this time of year, there won't be anyone at all. Right, this is the small lake that feeds part of that torrent. Here. Very good fishing spot apparently. Yeah, thundering along. I imagine this would be quite a nice place to come and view wildlife. You know, just hole up, put a tarp up, or even a tent. Yeah, you do get a tent here. And just sit and watch. Yeah, quite stunning. Well, I'm going to work my way round, so I know that there's this path follows round to the bridge. And I can cross and show you Waterfall proper. Well, they call it the Big Four. Yeah, kind of the Swedish tourist board, if you like. Call it the Big Four, because you get bears, wolves, lynx and wolverine. You know, the big four predators of certainly this part of Sweden, pretty much all of Sweden. And obviously then there's moose as well, or elk, or älg, Swedish. Don't get reindeer this far south. You only really start getting reindeer north of Östersund, which is kind of where the Laplandish kind of area starts. I'm not looking at the camera because I'm looking where I'm going, sorry about that. So here we are. This has spat me out at the top of the main falls of Waterfall. I'll wander over the car and have a look. Certainly thundering along today. See where they've shored up the side, just there. I'm guessing erosion was basically eating its way here, and that's looking up the River Hawthorne. Yeah, it's certainly thundering along, it's beautiful. Top of the gorge where I wanted to be. I'm going to have to walk back and round again to get to the other side. You can kind of see from here, hopefully. Need to be a bit careful with the old feet here because you can see a bit of a drop. One down here. And then there's the gorge. Just make out the bridge on the far side of the stream, it's here, and the gorge comes up, so, and runs off around the corner up to where the main falls are. Now these are a good 60-70 foot high, these cliff edges, and the same down there, so you don't want to go stepping that way. They don't really do barriers in Sweden. Certainly not here. Yeah, it's very damp today. Quite dingy. Yeah, the sun's gone back in again. It's only come out briefly. Just to tease me, I think. Lull me into a false sense of comfort before it buggered off again. It's not cold though. Not entirely sure on what temperature it is. Probably about, I don't know, 5-6 degrees, I think. Positively tropical. And I mean, all I'm wearing today is my ridgeline jacket, the Monsoon. This is the number one, not the number two. Yeah, Monsoon coat with bespoke hood. It's not attached at the moment. I've got my pinewood hunting trousers on. If you can see them, put my leg up in the most possible taste. They're kind of a brushed, it's very similar to the jacket, silent silent trousers. They're lined, got like a mesh lining for comfort. And then my granny's boots, which I love to bits. And then just underneath that, I'm just wearing a bamboo shirt. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Made from bamboo fibre, and obviously it's I don't know how they do that. I mean, really, it's more like spandex, to be honest. And when you've got a figure like mine, spandex isn't the way to go, but it's hidden under my coat, so I don't care. And that's it, that's all I've got on now in my house. So I'm actually really comfortable. Right, I'm just crossing back over up towards the lake. It's so nice to be out in the forest again. And to be able to know that there's just no one else here. Cracking. I say that, I'll probably walk around the corner and there'll be a big party of tourists taking photos of migrating blue tits or something. So here's the thing, the pipe, made of wood, like an old kind of whiskey barrel. It's a wooden thing with metal bands around it. That's pretty cool. Big and all. The sun's trying to tease me again. Yeah, it's so obviously that lake feeds the pipe feeds down, feeds the power station. So if I went that way, you can walk for pretty much, well, I don't know really, 100 odd kilometres. Yeah, got to be about 60 or 70 miles before you come to any kind of settlement worth shouting about. You get the odd house, but nothing, no substantial towns particularly. It's pretty much forest as far as you go, which is nice. Wilderness. Yeah, so you can see the generator house for the power station just there, right centre of the shop. And come back over here. Try and get these logs, but yeah, you can see them here. They're the logs that obviously help slide the bigger logs down the river, and there's a few of those all the way up there. That's the lower falls earlier, and I don't know if you can see that. Just there is where I was standing filming the whole gorge. Basically says that many of the roads were built in the 20s in this area. They're called AK roads. They're the last generation of roads that were built by hand using shovels, picks and hoes. Yeah, that'd take a long time. God for the advent of tractors, I think. Build a road by hand with a shovel. 2 weeks, mate. It'll take 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll take all the rubbish away, don't worry about that. I'm trying out a few new bits and bobs. Like I said about the camera, the microphone that I've mounted on here. So that's new. Well, not new to use for this kind of thing. I'm also trying out one of these poles. My wife put me an extendable camera pole, lightweight aluminium thing, which I must say makes it really handy for obviously talking to the camera. Yeah, I like that. I've also got a Gorilla Pod, which I actually used when I was filming the bridge first scene, so that's pretty cool. I had a cheap one and it fell to bits. And to be honest, when you know, expensive camera equipment, or camera equipment that you don't want to lose anyway, don't buy a cheap Gorilla Pod, they're rubbish. Yeah, you have to pay the money and get a decent one, because they grip properly and they don't fall to pieces. So this is the gorge path that will lead me up the top, on the other side of where I was standing earlier. Now they have actually put ropes in here, albeit a bit of a ramshackle effort. It's alright if you're over 5 foot tall, 4 foot tall. If you're a small child, see ya. This is their effort at health and safety. Bit of flimsy rope and some really flimsy poles. Leading up. It's not even a massive drop. If they're going to put them in, they'd put them in on the other side. Go figure that, right? The piddliest to pointless fence is running up that pointless bit. But you get to here, which is a good 60 foot. It's a good 60 foot drop to the river, and there's nothing. Yeah, I don't understand that. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this little trip. I've certainly enjoyed being back here. And to be honest, if this weather holds for much longer, I'm going to have to break the canoe out again, I think, because this is mild as winter canoe trip. It's something I've never managed to do, not here, because last year it was like -20 and all this was frozen solid. It'd be good actually to get out on the lakes and yeah, do some paddling and some camping and whatnot. Nice fire going in the middle of winter. Never managed that. Done it in England once, which was fun. Really enjoyed it on the river Medway. That was down in Kent. If you look at my blog, there's not the winter trip, but there's a couple of canoeing things on there, as well as kit reviews and a quick look at some of the bushcraft kit. It needs updating. I will get around to it one day. But for now, from Norfnife, see you later.